Hello, I'm Rachel with this month's Snacks and Facts announcement. So, today at the Extension Center, we are featuring information for making jerky at home. The procedures I'm going to demonstrate today can be used for your game meats, such as venison, it is deer season, or for ground turkey. To get started, I had ground turkey from the store today, but you can use home harvested venison if you prefer. You want a lean meat, 93% lean. It helps with dehydration when we start with a leaner, lower fat option. You always want to marinate or season your jerky to your flavor preferences. The recipe for today's marinade is available, linked into this video. It included 2 salt bases of soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce. I also added a tablespoon of liquid smoke to really bring out our outdoor flavors, and a mix of seasonings including black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. I mixed that in with my meat very thoroughly and let it marinate for at least an hour, but up to 24 hours. The marinating really brings out the flavor and starts our dehydration action. You want to include a salt base of some kind into your meat for dehydrated jerky in order to reduce the water activity and make sure we fully dehydrate our final product. What I'm doing now is loading up my jerky extruder, sometimes called a jerky gun, or in my family, the jerky caulking device. And you can see it is a handled device that includes a tube for holding your ground meat, a plunger for pressing it through, and I'll show you the nozzle in just a moment. I'm loading in my ground meat, trying my best to reduce my air pockets. Simple as that. And then adding on my nozzle. Often these types of tools will come with a few options for the nozzles. I have a thin stripped one today. Using the handle, I prime it to move my jerky meat into position, and then I'm ready to pipe my jerky onto my dehydrator tray. My dehydrator has been cleaned and sanitized, made ready for the dehydration season. On top of my tray, in straight lines, I am going to be piping my jerky. We want our jerky to be close to save us space so we can do our full batch, but not touching. It is important that we have some space between our jerky lines so that they can get full access to air. All right. After you've filled your trays, you'll use all the trays you're actively using stacked to your dehydrator. We recommend setting the dehydrator to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you'll allow it to continue working until they are pliable to where they bend. It's overcooked when they snap completely. And so for ground jerky products, this is going to be typically about 5 to 6 hours. If you're doing a whole meat sliced jerky, about a 1/4 inch thick, it can take a lot longer, 10 to 24 hours. After it is fully dehydrated, you'll want to do a sanitization step for your ground meat product. And this includes putting it in the oven with your oven set to 275 for about 10 minutes. What this allows, it allows your finished jerky to come to 160 degrees Fahrenheit at every location to kill off any potential bacteria. Our wild game and our ground meat products have a higher risk of bacterial growth as compared to our whole meat jerkies. And so this sanitization step is important in order to protect our food safety. Alternatively, if you're doing that whole cut jerky slices straight from the steak, you can do a pre-boil sanitization. So if you're doing that version of the jerky, you can boil your full cut jerky pieces in the marinade until they're at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And you would do that prior to putting them into the dehydrator. After your jerky is finished, they're ready to enjoy. You're gonna allow them to cool for 30 minutes before you package them away. They're good for about a month on the shelf at room temperature. If you wanna store them longer, put them in the freezer in an airtight container and pull them out when it's time to include them in snacks. We hope you enjoyed this month's Snacks and Facts. There are references linked in the description and available at the Extension office for resources for home preserving venison of various kinds, introductions to food dehydration, and today's procedures and recipes for making jerky at home. Have a good day.